Welcome to Memoirs of Murse, Nursing from the Male Perspective, a podcast designed to spotlight the unique careers of men working in a field dominated by women. Our platform allows for nurses to have a safe space to vent, tell their stories, dispel some myths, and give their best pieces of advice in a relaxed environment. All clinical anecdotes have been de-identified as to comply with all HIPAA regulations. Also, we are nurses, not doctors, so anything heard on the podcast does not constitute medical advice. Please consult with your primary care provider about what is right for your specific plan of care. So with that being said, let's get into it. Welcome everybody to episode 1 of Memoirs of Murse. My name is Devon.
I'm Derrick.
And I'm Erica. Let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about these male nurses and these stereotypes. Them stereotypes, what I'm talking about is them being thotties. All male nurses are thots. Thots.
That is absolutely not true. All male nurses are
You can hear the lies, right?
Well,
Those are not lies. How are they lies? Those are not lies. Y'all are thoughts.
how? How are that? I
Y'all,
need you to explain
listen.
this.
Because
Yes,
y'all
very much.
see either a medical professional, a nurse, or even a patient walking through, and y'all just go somewhere like little puppy dogs with y'all thing hanging out.
First
Thotties.
of all, I never even try to come sideways at no patient. At a patient? No, because at least I'm a
Was
keep
it
it
Holly Berry?
professional now.
So you telling me that y'all ain't never seen no thick behind girl before with a big old booty walking out with big old boobies that y'all that like, damn, let me go ahead
Wait.
and try to holler at her.
I have a question for you. So you telling us that you've never seen a girl with a big old booty, with big old tail behind, walking out,
Oh,
right? Have you?
no,
Have you?
We're not talking about me right now. We're
No,
talking about
right.
y'all.
I said, oh, the
What I'm
complexion
saying is-
real right now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we see the same thing, but because we're men, we are assumed to be jumping after these women. In reality, we're just being nurses.
Bro, y'all just
No,
act
'cause
like
in
we just
rea-
ravenous wolves and we just trying to snatch everything.
Because
Wow,
y'all are.
okay.
You can on any given day, it's a male nurse that's either talking to at least 2 to 3 other female nurses or just female people that work in a hospital that day. It's a proven fact. It always
I
happens.
need receipts.
Receipts.
Because I don't. Like,
But I don't
how
know.
is this
I might have to
happening?
keep it
How is
100
this
though.
possible?
So you talk about the whole patient thing, like, listen, I did have a patient and she was kind of fine.
See?
I was like, yo, she's kind of
See?
cute. And I had to do like a one-on-one, like, and like sit with her, and I was just like, If she was there for like SI, and I was like, okay, she kind of cute, but she might be a little crazy. I was like, let me just try to fall back.
He's
a
gonna
little
slip
bit.
us some Advil.
Yo, when I tell you, I went over the chart, and I was just like, oh, nah, I don't read your chart now. I want absolutely no parts of this. Absolutely no parts of it.
my
Can you change
God.
my assignment, please? I don't even want to be in the same room with her no more. No, change my assignment.
I've
bro.
never had that experience ever.
Okay.
My
So we not about to,
patients
so we ain't gonna talk about Miss
RNS.
Johnson. I was trying to slap
Yeah,
your ass.
Miss Johnson. She didn't try. She did. She definitely did more than that. I could be pressing charges against her, but she's crazy. She's certified crazy. So, I mean, what can they do to her,
Yeah, so Erica, so you mad at Derrick because he just attracts this energy? Like, that's not even his fault.
Listen.
Like,
Okay,
No,
so
he's
listen. Okay, so
y'all
boom.
make
So
it
listen.
sound like it's our fault because we just
But
attract. We just attract.
No, because y'all wear these scrubs and get the scrubs that fit y'all. See y'all little butts that y'all been working out in, and y'all got the small little scrub tops or whatever. And Derrick love figs, so his fit him just so right. And
Listen.
y'all wear scrubs based on like how girls look at dudes with gray sweatpants, right? The scrubs fit the same way.
Wow.
And y'all,
No,
if
I
y'all
wear
wear
scrubs.
So figs
yes,
are the
no.
nurse equivalent of gray sweatpants now?
Figs
Right,
are
what?
the nurse equivalent of gray sweatpants. The thought sweatpants of the medical field is what figs are. Because figs are the only figs are the only brand that fit that way.
You know what? I feel so disrespected right now
How?
Listen, I don't know anybody that's a nurse that wears scrubs for fashion. I wear them because I have to work. I'm sorry.
Derrick,
I don't see.
How many pair of fig scrubs do you have?
Listen, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about quantity.
And then you got Devon, on these Thot figs. They should be called figgy Thots. Thotty figs, whatever you want to call it.
I'm excited for my figs to come in. Like, I'm just checking the door every day to see if my little box showed up. Because, like, especially after dude, what's his name? Strong Promises on TikTok. Yo, he posted that video of him in the figs, and he had, like, all the girls like, oh,
okay, so let's get into that. So you seen the video, and you seen how he was like, when they walk up in figs, and you got the little girls screaming at y'all. Those are thoughts, because y'all got a plethora of women to choose from.
Sorry for us making people scream and yell and holler, because we put a gun to their head. We didn't even make you smoke that smoky.
But you know what, though?
Okay,
I think that really just goes to, like, if we want to talk about, like, the swag and, like, the flavor, like, the energy that we bring as male nurses, it's almost like you just can't help but be attracted to a male nurse.
Right, but it's so many female nurses that we it's slim pickings out here for us. But for y'all got a whole ocean of fishies or wildcats or whatever you want to call it that's ready.
It's the smartest.
Exactly. You a thotty. That's thought talk right there.
What are you talking about?
You gonna blame us? You gonna blame us for being XYs instead of XXs? That's what you're doing right now. Are we diving into genetics right now?
This don't even sound like male nurse hate. This just sounds like male hate. Period. Like, we just talking about dudes.
It's not male hate. It's not male hate.
I'm just
saying.
saying,
and it's not.
We even got the same ratio in the real world. Take nursing out of it. Like, we are already outnumbered by y'all. So.
Exactly. A plethora of y'all. So y'all can, it's plethora of us. So y'all can pick y'all picking. So
that's not how it works.
Okay, how we
don't just jump.
Look, you're stuttering, so that means you're lying.
Derrick, you're gonna have to defend it a little bit.
Listen, I'm just saying, because it hinders us in the field of nursing a lot, because we already have to go into the field thinking, okay, if I'm observing a patient or whoever, I'm just being observant of people, then there's a possible issue of like, oh, he's just checking her out, or he's just looking her down. Right. Really, I'm trying to figure out why this you have this unilateral swelling.
Here we go.
Listen, I'm just trying to do my assessment. Like, what you mean?
Like I'm trying to be a good nurse. And all y'all can really, it kind of goes back on y'all, because y'all feel like we're out here looking or doing this or doing that, but in reality, it's y'all.
So you're trying to tell me that you ain't never seen no female nurse. You're like, dang, she fine, and then you seen another female nurse like, dang, she fine, and then another one, dang, she fine. All right, well, I'm gonna go try to talk to all of them to see who I like the most, and then kick it that way.
Nope. Never have I ever.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I've definitely don't seen a couple fine nurses at work and be like, yo.
No. What she's saying, every female that you thought was attractive, that you on the floor, you went up to and you talked to them, you played the game, and
not like
no. I may see 1,000 beautiful women on the floor, and that doesn't mean that I'm talking to 1,000 beautiful women. Right. That means that I've acknowledged their beauty. Or one portion of their beauty.
I acknowledge their beauty.
See, and here's what I think. I think that,
she doesn't want to give it up.
Right, she doesn't want to give it up. But like, here's my thought about it, because as nurses, as male nurses, like, we master communication. We master interpersonal techniques. Like, all these skills that we learn, and like to be, good at nursing and be therapeutic to another person. Like, we just have like magnetic personalities, and we're friendly, we're talkative, we have to collaborate with everybody. And so because we have that personality where we attract people in, and we can, conversate with everybody, it just looks as though we're flirting. So I think our friendliness and our our skill set is misconstrued as flirting, and so it seems that like we're flirting on the unit when really we're just being friendly and personable in our work unit. But y'all think we being thoughts.
So you're gonna blame it on your communication skills, is what you're saying. That you're a great communicator.
We're blaming it on the perception of others.
Yeah, so
because what we're doing,
it's like perception is reality. Y'all perceive us to be thoughts.
Oh God, okay.
When in reality we're just being the average human being communicating with another human being.
Your voice even sound like you're lying.
Oh,
so now we got to be lying. I will say this though, like being a male nurse definitely has its perks because it just gives us some qualities that just automatically just make women attractive. I was telling one of my homeboys the other day, we were just talking just about what I do in nursing and all that stuff, and I was just telling him like when I date outside of the hospital and I don't talk to anybody in the medical field, like when it even makes me more attractive to women that aren't in the medical field because they're like, ooh, he a nurse. So when you're talking to a guy and he's a nurse, there's just certain things that women will assume about a man who is a nurse. 1, he got money. 2, he's smart. 3, he's caring. Like these are just things that you can assume about a man off the rip when you tell you he's a nurse. Like now they may not be, true for some dudes. Like they may just be in it for the money. They may not be as caring. And you got some of these, males that have actually done some terrible things and have like made us look bad. But overall, generally speaking, like there's just some things that you can automatically assume when a man tells you that he's a nurse. Like,
so you've never talked to multiple women at one time?
I can need to
in what state? Like, in what state of mind are we talking about? Are we talking in the sense of just like friends, or are we talking in relationships? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I need a little bit more context to that because
that's a setup. She's been trying to set us up from the beginning.
Wait, hold on. I think I need my lawyer present for this conversation.
Listen, and in a romantic context, I'm not talking about just friends, because friends don't matter. Because if it's friends, like friends to me is you don't feel no type of way about them. You don't think that they're attractive. I mean, they could be cute, but you don't think that they're attractive to the point to where it's kind of like, okay, Mel, I can see myself dating them. Like, I'm not talking about friends. I'm talking about romantic interest. Like, you could see yourself being in a relationship with them. You could see yourself having, like, sexual intercourse with them. You could see them going on dates. You could see a future with them like that. So you've only talked to one person at a time like that, is what you're saying, as a male nurse.
So see what it happens.
Both of y'all.
I reserve the right to not put my eggs in one basket because I feel like I'm being a nurse. That makes you a high quality man. Like I have to quote Kevin Samuels.
That's just like saying like. You always keep one in the chamber. Not Devon speaking for himself.
Devon's speaking for him. Yeah, he's speaking for an individual. The words and it's made by Devon are not representation of all male nurses.
We got to give him a disclaimer. Ladies and gentlemen, Devon is not speaking for all of them. So Derrick,
never what?
You want to keep your eggs in one basket to see what's gonna happen? Is what you're saying?
I don't eat eggs, so I'm.
Answer the question, Derrick.
I never understood that metaphor.
Too much. Okay, but
you know what metaphor I don't understand?
Because what is that?
Like, is cake not made for you to eat it? Why are you asking me about not eating cake?
Are the eggs females or not females? What are the eggs?
The eggs are females. It just means that instead of you settling down and talking to just one person, not even settling down, instead of you just talking to just one person, focusing on that one person, you have different other people because you never know what's going to happen with that person because y'all not in a relationship.
I'm single. Listen, this is what I got to say about this. It is well known that Derrick, am in search of Nurse Bay.
This is true.
Now, you can check that hashtag Nurse Bay and find out all the
Please
truth
don't
that
search
you
it.
Please,
it's kind of hard to find a nurse bay. You're talking about we thoughts. It's hard. We in this group with 13,000 nurses, and Derrick still ain't found a nurse bay yet.
Listen, but check this out though. She's talking about us being like thoughts and all. Now let's get on the women.
No.
The women nurses. Let's not, because listen, we may be talking to other nurses on the floor or even patients, as you say, but y'all have the CNA males, y'all have the doctors, y'all have the transports. Don't get me started on how what y'all think of these transports. Visiting family members of patients. Come on now. These women are something else. Well, I'll tell you.
No, I would agree with you if you would have said
in the kettle. The pot.
No. I would agree with you if you would have said the paramedics and the firefighters and the EMTs that come through.
Go ahead.
Because, listen, they be coming through with them cargo pants.
See what I'm saying? Do y'all hear this?
When the ambulance pull up, you just hear a big splash on the unit. Right?
Boom.
Splash waterfall.
Did the sprinkler system come on?
So hot in here.
But we're not talking about female nurses right now. We're talking about male nurses and their thoughtness. That's the whole conversation right now.
I think the situation becomes more amplified because it's such a small group of people. The demographic is so small. Well, not so small,
which is the reason why y'all have the option to talk to multiple people at multiple times, and the people don't even know, because y'all can talk to a nurse in ICU, and then you can talk to a nurse that's in labor and delivery, talk to a nurse that's in NICU, talk to an ER, and those nurses will never cross paths and never see each other at all.
Now that's a nurse doing too much. You might want to check on his patients because they might be flatlined.
Right.
But
hold on. They don't call the cold blue. He over here in the ICU. He down in the ER, bro. What are you doing?
He in the NIC talking to his friend. But for me, I feel like it gets, even going through school, it was so amplified because I think I was like one of I'll take that back. One of 3 males in my initial cohort. And within that cohort, females could catch attitudes, flip out, get mad, whatever. But anytime a male would have a misunderstanding or get mad or whatever, it became that much more amplified, but simply because he was a male. And I think that's the condition or the state of nursing right now, as far as gender or sex is concerned. The male is such a small demographic per floor, or however they want to do it, per capita, and it's just more noticeable for a male to interact with a female, and it almost be something. You can have that same interaction as female, and nothing could be thought of it. But lo and behold, they friends. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm. So in nursing school, you never talked to two different females at the same time while you was in nursing school? Both of y'all?
I talked to the whole class. What do you mean?
No, you know what I mean.
No, I never had any type of relationship with another classmate. I didn't have that when I was in school.
So you never had a hunching buddy while you was in school?
No, never had that.
Devon?
I would have to say that I've never had a relationship with any of my classmates.
Lord. Devon should stay in the gray area.
I had tried to talk to like 2 of my classmates, and then it was crazy though because I talked to one, and then me and her like didn't really work out. We cool though, but we didn't really work out. And then I was talking to my other classmate, and she was kind of flirting, kind of giving the energy back. But then she was just like, "But nah, homegirl told me you talked to her, so that's why we ain't really, go no further than what we went. Because I did hear that you and her went on a date." But I was like, "Yeah, we just went on one date, but it didn't work." She was like, "Nah, I just can't even do my girl like that." I was like, "All right, fine."
So you was upset because you couldn't be a thottie.
I wasn't upset, but I was just like, you know what? Hey, I can respect that though. I'm not even going. I was trying to be a little thotty. I'm sorry. I have to be honest. I have to be honest.
Let me backtrack. I was just
trying to shoot my shot to see where they was gonna stick.
Hey, listen, I never dated anyone in school, but I did shoot my shot once, twice.
And what? But with the same person, or was it different people?
No. It was two different people. But
and what
at
happened?
the same rate, I said I tried. Let's backtrack a little bit more.
Did they block it, or did you?
No. It wasn't. It was weird to me. It was weird, like the interaction at that point. Like nothing happened. Nothing came of it. It didn't get past the high stage. But yeah, I never dated multiple classmates or people in the school. It just never was something I did. And not to say that I'm the example of all male students and nurses out here, but at the same rate, we're not. A large number of us are not out here jumping from one egg to the other.
Yeah,
okay, so answer me this
No, go ahead.
So for both of y'all, what do you think is the percentage of male nurses that are being thots and male nurses that are not? Like, what's both of y'all take on that? Like, what percentage do you think is that for both?
Okay, so my take on
people that's out here
I would say that I think that probably 25% of male nurses are probably out there thotting and bopping. The other 75%, like, there are a lot of good, great stand-up men in nursing. And then, like, married men that love their wives, not going out here cheating and all that stuff.
But it's be the married men that be out here thotting the most.
Well, I mean, yeah, some of them do, but I think for the majority of the most part, like, most male nurses are not, just out here being a thot. I mean, but at the end of the day, are some of us taking maybe a little bit of advantage of, like, the look that we have and like just the perception that people have about male nurses? I mean, yeah, a little bit. But I also think a lot of this, we can blame also a lot of this on Grey's Anatomy, because Grey's Anatomy and all these little medical shows always making it seem like these doctors are always screwing in the on-call room. The doctors messing with the nurses. The nurses messing with the nurses. Like, it's in almost every medical show. Like, they always paint, nurses like with that slutty stereotype. Even before males came into the picture, like, it was always that sexy nurse like trope that they always like put up. So it's always like had, it's been that underlying thing that like, oh, nurses are, a little, more out there, I guess, with it. So, I mean, now that stereotype, from that sexy nurse trope, now that's being passed on to, like, men, and then it's just promulgated, like, through, like, the media. So I think, like, the media portrayal of men in the medical field, like, kind of helps push that stereotype along as well.
Well, my response is, I don't think one male on any floor at any facility or hospital or at any school is a thot. I don't think they're out here doing that. I think, for the most part...
Are you kidding me?
No, I am very much not. But from my perspective, like, it's like, nobody enters any type of arrangement or agreement without being an adult and knowing what it is. It is what it is. Some of
y'all don't tell females what it is and what it is and what it is, because y'all feel like, well, I'm not going to, tell her everything, or I'm not going to be honest with her and tell her the truth, And
I say
you
that
out here.
that's a true statement though, because I can only speak from my experience, and Devon can only speak from his experience.
Devon
And
can't say nothing right now because he just showed us already that he a thotty, so we just gonna leave that at that.
well, if
I'm
we're a
not a thought.
representation,
I'm just
if
trying
we're a
to make sure
representation
I find
of the
best
demographic,
suitable partner.
then let's just say it's 50% thottish and 50% nottish.
I like it. 50% thottish, 50% nottish. That's the verdict. Right,
That's the part.
So I think we're sitting at half and half. So, but I will say that
in reality,
being a male nurse most definitely
Yeah.
has its perks, and it comes with a lot of a lot of characteristics. Just the money, the way we know how to talk to people. It does make it very easy, for us to attract a mate, and so we attract a lot of people.
I don't know
So-
about that, man.
Really?
Nurse-based search is still going on, but
That's because you
my
be looking
thing-
for the wrong people, but we gonna leave that right
oh
there.
Lord, that's another
That's
episode.
an episode for another day. Oh my god!
But listen, it's been good intention though. It's good intention. But for I think it one of the perks of being a male in a female-dominated industry per se is the interaction the honest interaction we get to have with co-workers who happen to be females about it, just like having that heart-to-heart talk about things. You get a greater insight, and I take that like to get that perspective, a woman's perspective on things. Mm-hmm. Not so much as just dealing with what's happening on the floor or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Just in life in general. I really love that type of interaction,
Yeah, I
and
think that
that's the
gives us,
reason for me.
I think that gives us like a really strong advantage because like we spend 12 hours a day at a time around women all the time. So like we understand, what women are looking for, the way women move, the way they think. Like we kind of understand that a little bit more because we're in such close contact with them all the time in a high stress environment. And we have to learn how to be therapeutic not only to our female patients but also to have a therapeutic collaboration with the women like around us. And so I think that just gives us just a better sense of how to interact with with a woman in a relationship. And so I think we just it just gives us that ability. So I think that's just an advantage that we have as being male nurses.
Yeah. I have nothing but respect for the nurses and doctors that are females,
Oh, absolutely.
or women that I get to interact with, and I'm not like.
I think that's.
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was about to say I just don't want anybody, if they can get it from this episode, that men, when we're interacting with you, don't think that we're just every time you're talking to a man and he's smiling or he has a joke, it's to get at you or to get something from you, because I'm true, like me, if you know my personality, and I'm just an equal
You be
opportunity
too friendly.
Conversationist. What?
You too friendly.
I'm not
and people. Some
with
people.
everybody.
That goes into that.
Yeah, but some
perception.
people take it the wrong way, or some people take it as though you're flirting with them. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, and
some
I just
people
But who fault
take
is
that
that?
as
because like there's just this warm personality and like this persona, like the way that we need to like project ourselves, to our patients and to care. And so that caring, because we have to care for everybody, it just makes it seem like, oh, he for everybody. Like, no, like I really do genuinely care like about people. And so instead of thinking that I have an ulterior motive when I'm trying to be, friendly and, give you that therapeutic aura, I'm giving that to everybody because everybody deserves to have that care. And I can take off that hat of like trying to find a mate or trying to be a thot or trying to attract somebody. I can separate that and I can still have my professional side and my personal side. And I think a lot of times people see that and try to blend them together when, like, no, I'm at work. I'm professional. This is my professional nursing aura, not trying to flirt,
Right, and I agree. I guess it just depends on the person, I guess you could say. So I won't say that all male nurses are, thots. I'll just say that it just depends on that person, who they are, because they can be or cannot be thots. I still think that majority of them are thots, but hey, that's just that's just my take. But
not the majority.
I want to hear. Okay, so 65% are thots. How about
that's
that?
the majority.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Erica, why don't you give the folks a little bit of discharge teaching before we check out and clock out for the night?
Listen, so male nurses are thots. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all come in with those figs in them pants, knowing that y'all look good, they fitting right and all that. And then we be like, who was that? Regardless of whatever y'all say or not, y'all know what y'all doing. And then y'all have the shoes to match with it. And then y'all have this little scrub cap on. And the stethoscope around y'all neck. But we want to hear from y'all. We want to hear what y'all got to say. We want to know if y'all think male nurses are thots or not. We want to know what y'all take. We want to hear about what y'all say. Y'all can tell us in the comments, and we'll be happy to listen to y'all.
Absolutely.
We'll be happy to read and interact with y'all. Of course. So go ahead and listen. Go ahead and like and subscribe and comment on this episode. And yeah, fellas, anything else before we wrap this up?
Just one more thing before you wrap it up. Like you said, like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Memoirs of a Nurse. Nursing from the male perspective. You can also find us on Instagram at memoirs_of_a_Murse. And don't forget to stop by our merchandise shop. We have sweaters, hoodies, t-shirts, water bottles.
Oh, we got
stickers.
Christmas stuff out.
We just designed some.
We got Christmas stuff out.
Derrick,
our very own Derrick. Tell us what you did.
Yeah, man. What you got coming to us for Christmas?
What you did?
We got some
stuff for us.
We got some things we're working on for the Christmas spirit to represent for the Murse by Design store we have. But yeah, it's coming. Be looking out for it and show your support. It just let us know that you love us out here.
Well,
a little bit.
All right. Well, that concludes the first episode of Memoirs of a Murse. Until the next shift.